What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff here in the Recap Studios. I know we're all feeling a little down today after yesterday's 28-21 loss to the Green Bay Packers. I have plenty of thoughts. Sorry for the late. I was getting tracked down by Chase, by the way. Shouldn't tell you where I bank, but fraud alert, fraud alert. I kept saying, deny call. I better take this. I got a show to do. Dude, somebody's trying to spend $500 at Target that's not named me or anybody else in my family. So watch out this time of year. Bears lose 28-21 to the Packers. Caleb picked off in the end zone to end the game. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Remember, tomorrow night will be at Hooters in Aurora. Come out and see us. The whole team will be there. Alex Brown sitting in for Olin Kreutz, as he always does on our remotes. And there'll have plenty of thoughts on this game. And looking ahead to Cleveland this weekend, now it's a must-have game. The Bears go from the first seed to the seventh. But, yeah, it's also order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your office, straight to your house. Pick it up on the way home. Proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. Okay, so I see that the chat's full, and I want to get to you guys here in a second. The way the Bears played in the second half, to me, changes the entire narrative for me. The first half was abysmal. Caleb had no time. There was pressure everywhere. There was very little that clicked offensively. Your kicker couldn't get a damn kick to the landing zone, and it cost you points. Maybe the Packers drive and get a field goal before the half, but there's definitely no touchdown. I really believe that. And then the Bears had the Packers defense on their heels the entire second half. That 17-play, 83-yard drive to tie it at 21 was impressive. I'll give a hat tip to Jordan Love and the Packers for coming right back with an answer, but Caleb put them right back in position to win the football game. It just didn't happen. I didn't love Ben Johnson's clock management and the play call on fourth. I would go for the first down. I just thought that was the right move. This is not Monday morning quarterbacking. I thought that in the moment. I'm watching the game just like you are, and I'm thinking, let's get the first down, call timeout, reset, and get a couple of good looks at the end zone. I did hear Ben say after the game he was going for a 2-point conversion no matter what. Don't hate it. But they did not get that opportunity. Caleb probably held onto the football about a half second too long. It was a small version of the play that they ran in Philadelphia. And you give credit where credit's due, and the Green Bay Packers get the win. I'm looking forward to the rematch already. And I've learned this. The Chicago Bears are a real threat in the NFC playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl. I'm just telling you, I think this team is going to be a team people do not want to play in the playoffs. Eric, I'm not worried about this loss because there's 4 games left this season. Anything's possible. Put that game behind us, beat Cleveland on Sunday. The 2 things I didn't understand was the Santos kick late in the first half. Inexcusable. I don't understand why he didn't kick it deep. And obviously the last play of the game, Caleb could have gotten a first down if he ran. Now, Caleb did say after the game, he didn't think he could make it there. So I can respect that. Phil, what up? Your boy had a chance on the national stage and was outplayed by Jordan Love. The better team won yesterday, and they're definitely not afraid of coming here on 12-20. I don't know if you watched the second half, Phil. Caleb Williams was fantastic. He made 2 throws that Jordan Love can't make. That throw to Cole Kmet down the sideline and the throw to Zacchaeus in the end zone. Maybe 3 quarterbacks in the league can make that play. I'm not taking your bullshit today. I'm not falling for it because Caleb Williams played fantastic football in the second half. He played fantastic, and he had them on their heels. Okay? You can say what you want on the national stage. Rip Caleb Williams today? He's not deserving. The guy had a great second half. Put the Bears in position to win the football game, and your coach put him in position to do the same. It just didn't go your way. I don't have a problem with it. There was massive improvement. Bo Nix won yesterday, and they're 12-2. Oh, they beat the Raiders. They got Green Bay in the crib on Sunday. Who would have thought you need their help to get back in first place? Go for it. I don't need – Phil, who's your team again? I don't know who your team is. Yeah, that game was fantastic. Snow coming down didn't even matter. Oh, there it is. I was waiting till your last comment to see if you acknowledged it. Look at you. You're still talking shit even after IU won the game. How about what does humble pie taste like for you, Phil? I'm not taking all this crap. I'm not even going to read some of these. This shouldn't have been – it's not a punk move to decline a bowl invitation to me. First of all, if you took a team, the team was involved in the decision. They are that good to pull out of a bowl. And you know what? Here's what I have. This is what else. The last thing I'll say to you, Phil, okay, is about Notre Dame. Notre Dame, if head-to-head mattered, this is where I have a problem with the CFP. If head-to-head mattered, then Miami should have been ranked ahead of Notre Dame weeks ago. You don't jump Notre Dame in the final poll, and you didn't play a football game. I don't understand that. That's why Notre Dame has a legit beef. I don't care that Notre Dame's not playing. 2 losses, someone's getting left out. I also think the Group 5 thing, I'm all for like the little engine that could. 2 teams getting in the Group 5 sours me a little bit. So Notre Dame's allowed to handle it however they want. The CFP screwed them. Last week, Miami should have jumped them. Period. To jump them where they both had off weeks, I don't understand it. And then go, oh, well, head-to-head mattered. Well, why didn't that show itself weeks ago? Brett says the Bulls are hot garbage. They need to get new players to rebuild their team. Brett, in order to do that, they needed a new front office, my friend. Landon, the Bears-Packers rivalry is back. I'm not going to stress over the minute of what if this, what if that moments of the game. We'll get him back in 2 weeks on to Cleveland. Fair. Very fair. Duval is all alone in first place, and with the injury to Daniel Jones, you would think the Colts are all but done. Pretty devastating to a team that was 7-1, had a really good comeback story in Daniel Jones. Just devastating. Rick, tough loss. It showed that the Bears belong, but a few things still need to work on. Probably a good time to lose one and start a new winning streak heading into the postseason. Go Bears. And here's what I'll say about it, Rick. I'm liking the fact that we all see that the Bears belong, because in the first half, it looked like an old Bears-Packers game to me. At halftime, I'm sitting there going, yeah, man, this is big boy football. This is not the script I wanted to read. And good teams make adjustments. And in the past, the Bears didn't have coaching that would make adjustments like they did in the second half yesterday. This college football playoff selection committee is an absolute joke. How the hell does Alabama get in as a 3-loss team and Notre Dame doesn't get in? I'm beyond speechless right now. Alabama shouldn't get punished for playing in a conference title game, though, too. So that decision was already clearly made that Alabama was in by getting to the SEC title game, because they stayed there at 9, and it's very clear they weren't going to. Because I'll be honest, why would teams even want to play in conference title games if they get docked for having a 3rd loss? I don't mind that Alabama won or got in. It's how did Miami jump Notre Dame when they didn't play? It makes no sense. Thomas, the Bears better take the Browns seriously this week because it might be a trap game. Are you worried about trap games in this coaching staff? I'm not. They lost to the damn Titans. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders had a good stat game. The Titans suck. Shedeur Sanders should not come in here in any circumstance and beat the Bears. None. Ben Johnson said it was highly likely he would have gone for 2 if they scored a touchdown. Love it. He played away, win the game, not to lose. Godfather. So I was listening to Bruce Levine on Saturday morning. Had to listen to Crane Kenny cry broke for 25 minutes. Poor Ricketts owns Wrigley Field, so he has to upkeep and pay taxes. Yeah, I listened to that. I went back and listened to it. Good get, but I would not say a great look. If you haven't listened to it and you want to know why the Cubs are penny pinching, go on the Odyssey app and find my friend Bruce Levine. Not once did Yes Man Kenny say they had money on it. They had made money on anything. And all Bruce Levine could say was, I appreciate his honesty. Both guys are full of shit. Well, Bruce is a friend of mine, and he got the guy to come on and say how he felt. And some part relationships do matter, and that's why they got him on. And Bruce has great relationships. You might not like the way he reports. That's your prerogative. But at the end of the day, I thought it's Crane Kenny who's got to stand behind the comments, not Bruce Levine. If you don't want to upkeep the park and pay taxes, I have the solution. Sell the freaking team. Poor Tom Ricketts isn't making money on the Marquee Network. Sell the team. It's worth billions. It'll solve all your problems. Thomas, if they got the touchdown and missed a 2-point game over, then we all would have been saying, why not kick the extra point and go to overtime? No, I wouldn't have. If you have conviction to try to win the football game and you don't, it doesn't work out, you got to tip your cap. No, I'm not going to do, they shouldn't have done that. Because what happens if in overtime, the Packers get the ball, go right down the field, Bears get the football, strip sack, something like that, they're 3-and-out, ball game over. Kenny had the balls to say that they have the team right now to win the World Series. I'm not lying. Listen to the tape. They can't even win the division, Crane. I mean, that's why, Godfather, we do this every single day. Becky, I'm not mad at our Bears. I think it was about time to lose a game after winning 4 to 5 in a row. They'll recover and bounce back and win against the Browns. I'm never making excuses like, it feels like a good time to lose a football game. No. Because they really would have controlled everything. Now, they could have lost on the Saturday game in a couple of weeks. A lot of football left to be played. I don't want Zach Gallen. He was awful last year. Zach Gallen would make your rotation better today. So it turns out the platypus isn't the only mammal that can lay eggs. Bears can too, says Nathan. I don't feel like the Bears laid an egg. Defensively, they weren't great, especially in the secondary. The Kyler Gordon situation didn't help before the game, being ruled out with a groin injury. I can't imagine that's good for him going forward. Lip Ripper, the NFC North is a very tough division. If you can split with the Packers, win the Browns and 49ers game, I think it'll be just fine. I think you got to win the Detroit game. There's going to be an 11-win team that probably doesn't make the playoffs in the NFC. I hope it's not the Bears. Jeff Joniak, this is from our guy, Nicholas Moriano. Check him out. He's a part of our team now. He asked Ben Johnson if he would have gone for 2 if the Bears had scored a touchdown at the end of the game. And 24 hours later, Ben Johnson says that's highly likely. Meanwhile, for all you people wigging out about Notre Dame, Rick Neuheisel on the Dan Patrick Show today, I think bowl games are going to end up being the first game of the year. Think about that. The bowl system is going to go away because of the playoffs. It's just a fact. It is. It's just a fact. I'm just looking to see if there's any news regarding the winter meetings. I kid, Guff, don't send too much hate this way. It's been a long time since the Vikings have won a game and the Bears have lost a game in the same week. That's a very good point. And other football news, ain't no way Travis Kelce plays another year. Guy was checked out last night. Chiefs' dynastic run is over. They looked horrendous. They're done. But 3 Super Bowls in a row to not make the playoffs. Look, a lot of luck went their way last year in those one-score games. Not so much this year. 3 picks yesterday from Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Football Chiefs are on the outside looking in. And I don't think a lot of people out there are concerned. Travis Kelce's about to go into phase 2 of his life, and I think it's going to work out just fine. He's got the biggest pop star in the world writing songs about his Johnson. It's a pretty good place to be. Landon, safe to say I did not win a second hoodie yesterday. Looking forward to wearing Chasing Greatness later this season. That, my friend, I am ruling this. If you want the ruling on who won, I believe our friend Al Calfin is going to take this one down. Here's the 2 scores that it came down to, because let's be honest, most people picked the Bears to win the football game. We have a 27-23 Packers from our guy Al, and we have a 31-24 Packers. So 3 points off on each, and we have a 1 point and 2 points off. It's going to go to Al Calfin, is won the Chasing Greatness recap hoodie. Have you seen, by the way, that there is a good, better, best hoodie available now from Clark Street Sports? If you haven't seen that, I will make sure to put that into the chat. It's in the Take That collection at Clark Street Sports, the good, better, best hoodie edition. Putting it in the chat as we speak. There it goes. If Rome played and Gordon, I think it's a very different outcome. It could have been. I don't know. Mahomes needs to get out of Kansas City, says Becky. That's insanity. He's not going anywhere. He'll be in Kansas City for the very foreseeable future, at least the next 5 years. Why? Because he's had a game where he finally looked human and started. What did Caleb do? What do you mean start Bajent? You guys are out of your damn mind. Second half, he was fantastic. Mahomes needs to get out of Kansas City and go to a team like the Dodgers. It seems like they're the only team in the 4 major sports that really care about winning. Soroka going to the Diamondbacks, and I don't think many people here in Chicago care all too much. Former White Sox, now former Cub. Mrs. Jessica Dick. I know where this is coming from. Careful how you say that. Shiny metallic helmets are my favorite part of sports ball. What NFL or collegiate teams have the best uniforms? DePaul Tigers. Gold and black. It's insane to say that if Bajan started, the Bears would have won. Not a show. It's literally asinine to say that. It's almost disqualified from the chat type stuff. Bajent's not our guy, great guy, but not or will ever start if Caleb is healthy. Yeah, no shot. Cohort. How soon can we start getting rid of reporters spilling false reports on free agents like Bob Nightingale? I bet Zach Gallen signs elsewhere. And that's the fine line we walk in 2025 of trying to be first and not right, is that we got to get the news out on Twitter. Everyone's got to see it, retweet it, post about it, and then you got to backtrack it. And the accountability is an apology. That's about it. And that's just a fact. It's not going to, I don't think something like that's going to make somebody lose their job. We've seen plenty of false reports over the past 5+ years. I expect that to still happen. Tomorrow at Hooters, there it is. There's the information. Yes, Phil, to your point, is there still a Hooters event tomorrow night? Of course, dude. Win, lose, or draw, man. We're there. Hooters Aurora tomorrow. You see the address. Show starts at 8, but come early. Have dinner, take some pictures, get some autographs. And guy like, I know Phil's going to come out of there and talk a whole bunch of shit, try to stir the pot. I'm only going to allow some of it, not all of it. Some of this crap. Even when IU wins and you have to eat humble pie, you come in here and, well, it doesn't matter because it's not the real thing. They got to win the national title. You can't have it both ways, Phil. You can't talk it and not walk it. Come to Hooters tomorrow. Great sponsor of the recap and this fine program. Great lunch specials every day from 11 to 3. The OG wings, the boneless wings, the blackened chicken Caesar salad if you want to go the healthy route. Certainly the burger, too. I always say the burger because it's an underrated burger. You don't think Hooters and hamburgers underrated. And I know Godfather, who's here in the chat, prefers the cheeseburger down at the Joliet Hooters. And by the way, you're looking for gifts, can't figure out something to get for somebody? They have $25 gift cards right now. You get $5 in bonus bucks back. So something for them, something for you. Apply it to the bar. Get a Big Daddy mug full of Bud Light, Modelo, Dos Equis. If you're trying to watch your figure this time of year, not many do, get the Michelob Ultra. Get it in the Big Daddy mug. And, of course, 2 drink of the months this month. 2. The Maker's Mark Old Fashion's $10 all month long. And the Espresso Martini, something for you, something for her. That's $8 all month long. The rest of the month here in December. Hooters, proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. Back to the chat. See what kind of BS people are spewing because I don't like what some of the stuff Phil and Becky are saying today. Becky likes Oklahoma's playing Alabama in the first round. How about that for a first? Tell me, there were people 5-10 years ago that I know that I would call friends that said the playoffs would never work in college football. And you're telling me Oklahoma is hosting Alabama in the first round of a college playoff game in December? Psh, come on, man. Tell me it doesn't work. Let's go. Mr. J, not big on moral victories, but this loss still had lots of positives despite the errors. The ascending continues. Completely agree with you. The second half, the adjustments that were made tell you and should tell you that this Bears team is different because last year's team would have tucked their tail between their legs, been down 14-3 with about 10 yards of offense and come out and had 15 yards of offense at the end of the game and got their ass whooped because they didn't make adjustments. Any thoughts on the MLB Hall of Fame voting cohort? I actually thought this was a really good spot for guys like Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly. Jeff Kent's the only one who gets in on the Veterans Committee. I know there's some clouds that hover over Jeff Kent. It's going to be like that from now until the end of time. It is. At some point, you wonder if the Veterans Committee lets guys like Clemens and Bonds in. I don't really care one way or the other. I'm fine if you put Bonds in. He's got the most home runs. You want to put asterisks and you want to say this guy played in the steroid era and he was questioned. I think that's all fair. It's part of his legacy and his story. But the Baseball Hall of Fame, there's a lot. It's the hall of, in some ways it's the hall. I don't love the voting. How about that? I don't like how they get to make the decision of some guy who didn't treat them okay. No. Yeah, you have to acknowledge that your sport has had black clouds. And they want to try to hide from that and keep this hall so sacred. It is a pretty incredible place. I love going to Cooperstown. I suggest if you've never been, try to spend a weekend there. Go to the Hotel Otesaga. Have lunch downtown on Main Street. Fantastic. Isaiah, go Pack, go. Isaiah, you said you'd come back to the chat, win or lose. So I'm giving you the floor here. Great game. Once Caleb can play consistently on schedule, watch out. However, Green Bay made more plays and Love with another great game, one bad throw. I'd say Green Bay played 60-minute football and the Bears played 30. That's it. Although those 2 throws that Caleb made, the one to Cole Kmet on the run and that touchdown pass to Zacchaeus are two throws that Jordan Love can't make. He just can't. I mean, those were number one overall pick type throws. Sean, will the Cubs get Bregman or Suarez, and the Commanders will bounce back next year and will be in the playoffs? Two very differing points there. We'll see about the Commanders. Jaden Daniels re-aggravated his dislocated elbow. I'd be surprised at this point if he plays again. What's the point? They just look like a complete shell of themselves in a 31-0 loss yesterday. You know, I don't know. I think I'm in the same camp as a lot of you Cub fans. Until I stop linking guys to the Cubs. Tell me who's signing with the Cubs. Is it great that they're in on Alex Bregman? Sure. But when you find out that he signs with the Tigers, is that going to make you feel any better? No. Steve, should never have lost the game. Mistakes late in the game. We get him at home. Better win that game. Okay. I'd say the defense not being able to contain Jordan Love after the Bears answered with that 17-play drive to tie it at 21. That hurt. And then the offense went right down the football field. Right down the field, get inside the 10-yard line. I would have gone for the first down rather than the touchdown, but I'm not going to play Monday morning quarterback all that much. Caleb didn't get enough on the throw. Bears lose the football game. Isaiah, Jordan Love can't make. I've watched Love make both of those throws. Go watch Love throw the ball to Jaden Reed at Lambeau versus Tampa Bay. That's fine. I'm just telling you, I'll take Caleb Williams over Jordan Love going forward. Jordan Love's a great football player. Like, how the hell you guys go from Favre to Rodgers to Love? I don't know. It's like the White Sox going from Frank Thomas to Paul Konerko to Jose Abreu. For like 30 years, you just don't have to worry about first base. Now, the quarterback is the most important position in sports, so it's a much different comp. Cat scratch music. I keep seeing this every year when the Bears play the Packers. Packers taking risks with passing yards while Bears keep trying to run yards. Bears need to throw the ball more than they run it. I thought they ran the football just fine yesterday. Averaged 4.5 yards a carry. You had thunder and lightning back there. That's what I call them. Dude, the pop that my nun guy put on that Cooper from the Packers. Whew. Al, can't win them all. Proud of this effort. Great effort. Al, by the way, in case I'll jump down here. You are the winner of the hoodie this week. Phil, I'm surprised that Alabama got in because they got boat raced by Georgia. Didn't know a 3-win team get 3-loss team. You guys, if they start punishing teams for making the conference championship games, teams are going to start saying, we don't want to do conference title games. Especially if teams like Miami, who didn't play, could leapfrog teams in front of them who didn't play. Like, it doesn't make sense. The committee is they have flaws, man. The whole process is flawed. It's better to argue, though, about the 10th ranked team in the country than the 3rd or 2nd or 1st ranked team in the country. So the playoffs are the playoffs. Notre Dame's out. Miami's in. I'm not really looking forward to seeing James Madison and Tulane get boat raced, but I think one of those teams deserve it, but I don't know about two. Keep developing the young players and the cohesiveness between the players. Good things will happen. This chat is on fire right now. Guff's on a heater. Go get him, Guff. Phil, if you put me on heater, man, I'm going to go get you. Yesterday, we got a new member to join during the pre-cap before the Bears and Packers game. Aloha Mr. Hand became a member right there in front of us, and I ask, and there's plenty of you on here who are not yet members. That's how you join. You keep talking. You keep hearing me say, "Oh, Al won the hoodie this week." What's that mean? Well, members only get the opportunity to give us a correct score. If they get it right, you win a hoodie. That's like 2 years worth of payments, by the way, for our $2.99 membership. So I'm just saying, just become a member. $2.99. You're spending money on stupider shit around this time of year. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Brett loved Ben Johnson. Oh, he did not. Ben Johnson's decision, not good. Should have taken the timeout. They took the time. I just would have gone for the first down. Commanders will be back in the playoffs next year, don't you think, Guff? How the hell am I supposed to answer that? It's impossible to know. Who are they playing? What's the schedule look like? Who's healthy? Who's back? Are they active in free agency? No idea. The Cubs are not penny pinching. They will spend over $240 million this year. That's not penny pinching to me. Let's have this conversation in a month. Dustin, MLB Network just reported the Pirates, Reds, and Cubs have 4-year offers on the table for Schwarber. Think about those 3 teams. Pirates, Reds, and Cubs. You think about that. If you get beat out now by the Pirates or Reds, just saying. Let's do dog of the day. By the way, The Godfather sent his beautiful dog. I believe it's Lucy. Let me pull this up so I get this correct and don't make the mistake on Godfather's dog. You can also send your dogs. You can send your dog's picture every single day. I'm sorry, every single day. You can send it rekapoffice@gmail.com. Rekapoffice@gmail.com. And your dog could be the dog of the day in conjunction with Pause for Patrick, our fine organization that we have partnered with here on the Recap. Today's dog of the day, I just mentioned it. It's Lucy. It's the Godfather's dog, a 9 years young Shih Tzu. And guess what? We have a Shih Tzu at the McGuffey house. Frankie, there's Lucy. Lucy, I want to know how Lucy's reacting because Godfather says every time we do the dog of the day, she wigs out. And now she's going to have to look at herself. How's she going to respond? They've helped over 30,000 adolescents since 2020, folks. Mental health is a pandemic in the adolescent community. Hospitals are full. Mental health facilities are full. And Pause for Patrick is working with us to put dogs in these facilities full time because dogs are therapy dogs. Your dog is a therapy dog. We ask you to help if you can. Text REKAP25 to 44321. Support Pause for Patrick's life-changing mission. Learn more at pauseforpatrick.org. You guys know this is a near and dear cause to my heart. $1, $2, $5, $100, whatever you got, I'm telling you, it goes a long way to get this mission off and running and put dogs, therapy dogs, in these facilities that are overflowing, folks. Overflowing. I'm telling you. Sean Schwarber will go back to the Phillies. We'll see. That's how you send your dog photos in. Give me a small description. recapoffice@gmail.com. Clyde, Miami should have played in the ACC title game. Yeah, they should have. If they didn't lose to Louisville and Wake Forest, that's why I think Miami shouldn't be in the game, is because their two losses don't look like Notre Dame's two losses. Rachel, I didn't come away from that game super bummed. We proved we could hang with Green Bay. Definitely room to improve, but they continue to show an ability to make in-game adjustments. That's what good teams do. Gregory, the Bears scoring over 20 against everyone. The offense isn't the problem. I don't think the offense was the problem for most of yesterday, certainly in the second half. Could have used a big stop from the defense. Tyreek Stevenson, who was out of the game, chimes in here. King Caleb going to be 10-4 on Sunday. I agree with that. I don't think there's any way you can lose. NHL dumpster fire game. Sabres Flames under 6.5 goals. Lip Ripper giving us some love in the McPucky world. Charles, hey, Guff, Indiana went to number 1 because of a conference championship game. You can't have it both ways. No, silly. They went to this. Okay. They beat, it's number 1 versus number 2. Do you think Indiana doesn't jump to number 1 by beating number 1? I don't understand. I don't understand this comment. They went to number 1 because they played in the conference title game against the team that was number 1. I'm not having it both ways. Miami can't jump Notre Dame if Notre Dame and Miami were both didn't have a game. They both didn't play in a championship game. How does Miami, out of nowhere, leapfrog Notre Dame? And then you go on camera and say, head-to-head matters. Well, if that was the case, Miami should have been ahead of Notre Dame in the standings at least a week ago, but certainly weeks ago. That's what happened. And they won the football game, which is why they go to number 1 for the very first time in the history of the program. The the Indiana football story, I mean, we were jacked up. You heard Urban Meyer say it after the game. It's the greatest coaching job in the history of the sport. The history of the sport. It's a pretty big comment. It's tough to disagree with what he's done for a team that has been second all time in losses. It's unbelievable. Congrats to IU and Signetti. I love him. I think he's fantastic. Godfather says Lucy barked when she saw herself. Thanks, Guff. Good luck with Pause for Patrick. All right, let's wrap this thing up with the bet of the day. Didn't know on Friday that I gave a bet for Saturday. I thought Texas Tech BYU was a Friday game, so we just had to take that into Saturday morning at 11 a.m., and that was the easiest cash we've had, certainly in some time. That was a blowout in the BYU Texas Tech game. Texas Tech going forward, folks, 12-1 against the spread. Best team in the country, printing money all year long. So I'm going with the shades because we've been on a little heater with college football lately. Tonight, this is a really good spot. I like where the Eagles are in this spot. They're in a really big must-win situation. Top Guff is definitely here. I like the Eagles laying the 2.5. It's a juicy price. It's the right price. I'm backing the Eagles tonight at 2.5. Landon says, this is Agent G, MIB shades, 100%. Got the shades going. Still disappointed. The Bears lost. Look out December 20th. Bear down for life, says Randall. Charles, but Alabama lost the game and didn't have to pay for the loss. Did Ohio State have to pay for the loss? They fell to number 2 and get a first-round bye. So technically, they didn't pay for it either. They just don't get the number 1 overall seed. You do have to pay for the loss, but losing a conference title game doesn't mean a team who didn't make their conference title game can jump you. That's how I feel. Red Raiders will beat the Ducks. I think a lot of public money, in my opinion, will be on Oregon, which is why I love Texas Tech. All right, make your plans to be with us one more time at Hooters Aurora tomorrow. Studio 41 Football Recap Live, 8 to 9 p.m. Like I said, come early, get a table. Make sure you call to Fox Valley Center Drive in Aurora and join us. It'll be Alex Brown, Tommy Waddle, Cap. Team will be there. We'll be ready to rock. Appreciate you guys greatly. A lot of opinions on the Bears. There's the bet of the day. We're going Eagles. -2.5. It's all brought to you by Hooters Original. Hooters.com. Order.hooters.com. If you don't feel like cooking on the way home, put an order in, slide by, pick it up, or just have it delivered straight to your house. If you haven't had lunch, you could have it delivered straight to the office. Any way you do it, order.hooters.com is the way to go. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's a beautiful sunny day. Folks, this football team is going to be a problem in the playoffs, I'm telling you. Appreciate you guys for joining us on a Monday edition of the Recap Lunch Hour. We'll be back tomorrow at 12:30. Take that.